Hi, Star People. If some of you don't know, which I'm pretty sure is most of you, because I don't really talk about it that much, but I have been born and raised in Siberia, Russia. Yeah, I know, shocking, but I'm sorry that I won't be talking like we do in Motherland, and I hope it doesn't make it less authentic to you. I wouldn't say my childhood was super dark or tragic. It wasn't some sad queer movie intro with gray skies and violins playing, but growing up in a pretty conservative country definitely shaped the way I see the world. I was always this like emotional little justice warrior. Every time I saw something unfair, it lit a fire in me. But weirdly, I was also an optimist. Like deep down, I believed things would get better. Historically speaking, I thought that progress was inevitable. More visibility, more protection, more love. So I held on to that hope. I didn't have some big aha moment of, oh my god, I'm bi? It was just always a part of me. I never thought it was wrong. My parents were pretty liberal, not in the we're waving rainbow flags way, but more like they never told me it was wrong either. And as a kid, I'd watch shows and movies with queer characters, and it wasn't some taboo thing. So when I started catching feelings for girls, it didn't feel like a crisis, it just felt normal. Like, I remember going on this art school trip when I was about 12. I had this massive crush on an older girl, and I literally spent the whole week of this trip just drawing her. But when I got home, I found out the Russian government was talking about this new law banning the propaganda of homosexuality amongst children. A year later, it actually passed. And I was furious. I remember being at this adult gathering with my mom, and I just couldn't shut up about it. It was probably like the first time I seriously argued about politics with adults. Even as a kid, I knew this law didn't make any sense. You can't propagate someone's sexuality, but the fact that grown ups, people that I was supposed to look up to, believed that, it kind of broke something in me. A few years passed, and the situation just kept getting worse. And then one day, I got beaten. I think I was 14. I was walking home from some city event with my friends. We were all by, and I was holding hands with one of the girls. A middle aged, drunk couple walked next to us. The guy made a pass at me, and being a sassy teen brat, I hit him with some version of, sorry, I'm into girls. We laughed it off and kept walking, but 5 minutes later, someone ran up to me. It was the woman who was with that guy. She was screaming at me, calling me a disgrace to the country, saying that she'd show me what they do to people like me in prison. And then she just attacked me, dragged me by my hair, and started beating me. I tried to fight back, but I was this toothpick of a kid. My friends were in shock. It only stopped when the drunk guy kicked her off of me. Like, literally kicked her so we could run. After that, more and more of my friends, especially the alternative looking ones, started getting attacked. That's when I realized I had to leave. Not just the city, maybe even the whole country. So I started taking English more seriously. Got ready to get into art school, and right before I turned 18, I moved to the gayest, most artsy town in Russia I could find. I wasn't naive. I didn't expect a rainbow utopia, but for the first time, I was around people who got it. Queer wasn't a caricature to most people that I met. I felt as free as I ever did, for a while. But things started to become worse again. The government started targeting LGBTQ people even more openly. Protests became dangerous, people got quieter, smaller. It was like watching their light fade in real time. And after they came for the gays, they came for the trans community. And right around that time, I realized I was non binary. And I was just so angry. All I did was fight, argue with transphobes, make educational posts, try to undo the misinformation. But here's the thing, I thought the problem was ignorance. Like, if I just explained things better, they'd understand. But no, some people weren't confused. They just hated us, and they wanted others to hate us too. And of course, it wasn't the only bad thing happening in my country. I felt like the oligarchs and the conservative politicians were squeezing tighter and tighter. It was starting to feel like I couldn't even breathe. It was scary to just exist. And after February 2022 happened, I knew I couldn't take it anymore. I had to leave. And so I did. It's been 3 years since I left my home, and honestly, being an immigrant is not easy. It's lonely, it's exhausting, and it's not like I ran away to some perfect place. There's no country in the world that's safe from far right politicians trying to cut away people's freedom. It's everywhere. So I just want to wish for all of you to keep hoping and to keep fighting. For every queer person on this planet who deserves to be safe and happy. Pride is supposed to be a celebration, and it is. But it's also a reminder that the fight isn't over. Wherever you live, don't take your rights for granted. Because they can be taken away. But they can never take away who we are, and that is something worth holding on to. Happy Pride. Thank you all for sticking around until the end of the video. I'm really sorry if it came out super depressing. I promise I'm so much more fun than that. But if you like this video, please leave a comment with your experiences growing up queer and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my rambling. Huge thanks to all of you who support me on Patreon and whose name is on the screen right now. If you want to join this amazing bunch of people, you can find the link to my Patreon page in the description of this video, and I will see you again next month. Bye!